Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. And normally, right now, we would have transfer talk where we would be talking about 5 different clubs with 5 different stories. But if you are following Fabrizio Romano, which most of you will be indeed watching this and following Fabrizio Romano, has basically said, so 8 hours ago, if you've been following Fabrizio, he said, Raphael Varane to Manchester United, here we go. Agreement almost done between Manchester United and Real Madrid, just final details to be completed and then paperwork time. It's a matter of hours or days, here we go. Varane has a total agreement on personal terms too. That was 8 hours ago. 3 hours ago, it's We Are a Bit Late Kaya DFL show. And he said, Manchester United are preparing paperwork for Raphael Varane. Done deal as reported today. Official announcement after details will be sorted. Fee of around 50 million euros. Here we go. He then said, more details. Raphael Varane's contract with Manchester United will be on a 4-year basis with an option to extend until June 2026. Personal terms agreed since days and paperwork prepared in the last few hours. Real Madrid accepted the bid today, this morning. So that is basically what Fabrizio has said. This show is not about me. This show is not about the channel, basically. It's about you guys. It's about you, the fans, having your opinions, voicing your opinions. And basically, I'm going to put the link into the chat now to let you guys talk about this transfer, because United fans, what impact does this have? And more importantly, how big is this for Manchester United? This is huge. This is a quality centre-back, Let's go to some comments. Liam says, Varane, love to see it. Is it announced? It's not been announced by United, but it has been announced by Fabrizio. So I'll take Fabrizio's word. Come on, baby. Varane to United. Here we go. And get the hell in right now. Yo, I'm buzzing. Kenny's loving it. Dylan says, yo, I'm back after 2 days break of finalising this deal. Love to see it. But we're joined by Kenny. How are we doing, Kenny?
I'm doing very, very good. Thank you.
So what disgraceful comments do you want to talk about today then? As you'll see, we're not with our normal layout. Normally we would have a different thing behind us. Normally we would have this one, which says transfer window. But it's a done deal, which means we actually are sitting behind this lovely screen. So done deal. Kenny, what's your thoughts? You've just got Raphael Varane. Okay, so Kenny's actually not going to talk. Or Kenny's in private chat. 2 minutes. Okay, excellent. But yeah, an agreement with Raphael Varane is done. Jobs are going basically signed, sealed, delivered. huge announcement. What does this mean for United as well? What does this mean for United? Sorry, love when people message. But yeah, what does this mean for Manchester United in terms of the type of players and the window they've currently had so far? I mean, you look at the window they've just had. They've brought in Sancho. Varane is a done deal now. That is two incredible signings that if you had said at the start of the window, Manchester United, by the 26th of July, before Chelsea can even announce anyone, would have got Jadon Sancho and Raphael Varane, I would have probably laughed at you. I mean, Matt put it perfectly in the group chat. Where is it? Put a perfect comment in. Liam, I have seen your message. I will get to that soon. There's so much shit that gets said in our group chat. It's actually quite funny. Where is Matthew? Right. I'm trying to find it. He summed it up perfectly. He really did. And I don't know where it's actually gone. Maybe I said it. Maybe you said it earlier. I'm trying to work it out. I am trying to work it out. Maybe he didn't. Basically, he said when Niall brought up Raphael Varane, we laughed. Basically said, yeah, that's not happening. And it genuinely has happened. Here it is. Here it is. I found the comment. Matt said, I remember when Niall first brought up Varane, and we all said, there's no chance we get him. A lot of people, and you're gonna get so much from rival fans now, and that is to be expected because they're jealous. Admittedly, they are very jealous people. Basically, they're gonna say Varane is shit. They're going to say Varane is past it. And actually, Raphael Varane is 29 years old. He's slap bang in the middle of his prime. He's prime Raphael Varane. And yeah, of course, a couple of years ago, he would have probably been a bit better. He's still an incredible centre-back. And it really does... look, we've seen Maguire have a great summer. Put in next to Varane, Luke Shaw, who was insane last season. Yeah, obviously the weakness now is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and the pressure really is on that shit player to work out how to play football and how to not mark Raphael Varane, because Wan-Bissaka's spent most of his time marking Victor Lindelof, and I think that's unacceptable. And a lot of people are going to gloss over the fact that Wan-Bissaka has been quite shit defensively for last season. So this does help, I think, because Varane probably kicks Wan-Bissaka multiple times. He may not speak English yet, but Wan-Bissaka will feel a kick on the back of his leg if he's too close to Varane, because Varane is not going to be babysitting like Victor Lindelof. So pressure is on Wan-Bissaka, especially if they bring in Kieran Trippier. I think pressure is really on Wan-Bissaka. He needs to grow up and he needs to stop defending his own players. But Kenny, talk to me about Raphael Varane. How excited are you about this deal, firstly?
Mate, this is one of the best viewings we've had in a long time. This and Sancho. I'm very, very excited because, for one, it's that we've not really had a good centre-back partnership since Fergie left, have we? I can't name one good one. Say Smalling and Phil Jones all you want. They were so bad they were a meme, for God's sake.
Mustafa says, we're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. 21's coming. Does that change that you've got Ollie in charge, Mustafa? Like, because
what's this about Ollie?
He is Norwegian PE teacher out. Look, I think credit needs to. I think credit does need to be given to Ollie, because he has done an incredible job. You look at where United were when he first took over, to where they are right now. Max, you've fallen right into a trap. Two players don't make a team win. Yeah, they do. Because when Liverpool had the core of a really good team, but they couldn't quite get over the line. They spent 80 million on Van Dijk or 70 million on Van Dijk and then bought 50 million pound Alisson. So actually, you could say two players definitely do make a team. And look at what they brought in though. Look at what they already had. So they had Maguire, they had Lindelof. They've replaced Lindelof with Varane. So that instantly makes the defense stronger. They got Luke Shaw, who everyone was saying was the best left back in the world last year. They've got Rashford, who, yes, will be injured for the first part of the season. He's going to have 2 months to recuperate before he comes back for the November slog, which is a real slog for United at the moment. So that's going to be key. Then you bring in the likes of, you've got Greenwood, you've got Cavani, you've got Bruno, you've got Donny. You're adding in Jadon Sancho as well. Of course, 2 players make the team happen. Ravi says, respect now. Are United stronger now with Sancho and Varane? And does Ollie sort out his tactics now he has them both? I want to answer this question because it's a question that I think is very fair. And I think it is a question that I think Ollie is going to have to deal with as Mustafa spams 21 is coming. I do think, yes, I think without a shadow of a doubt, and I think logically, of course, it makes Manchester United stronger. That goes without saying. You're taking away Victor Lindelof, who isn't the quickest and not the strongest. You're adding it with someone who is quicker and is stronger and is more of a leader and is a better defender. So, of course, it makes Manchester United a lot stronger. You bring in Jadon Sancho, who is more of a natural right winger than Mason Greenwood. It pushes Mason more centrally, exactly where you want a 2-footed player is through the centre with a bit of pace, with the trickery that Greenwood can do. So it frees up that space. Obviously, you will probably see Greenwood on the right, Sancho on the left for the start of the season because Rashford is going to be injured. But yeah, I think it does make United a lot stronger. But you do make a very valid point. Ollie has to sort out his tactics. He has to use more of the team. He has to rotate better. He has to make in-game decisions better because he has been backed. You can't tell me that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has not been backed. He's been given Maguire. He's been given Wan-Bissaka. He's been given Varane. He's been given Bruno. He's been given Donny. He's been given Sancho. He's been given Cavani. He's been given all of these, and he's taken the best players that United had at that time. The Luke Shaw, who came in under Louis van Gaal. Rashford, who again came through with Louis van Gaal. Mason Greenwood, that came through under Jose. He wasn't playing for Jose, but he came through and was training with the first team with Jose. Then you've got Martial that came through, I think, under Louis van Gaal as well. So he's basically got to pick the best players out of all the squads, Matic and all of that. So yeah, I think Ollie absolutely needs to look at his tactics, and he needs. And I think they brought that our former Chelsea youth coach, and I'm not slacking him because it was a youth coach. He's a well respected in the field of coaching. I think he's going to be really important as well. He is going to be vitally important. Good challenge then. Van Dijk, Salah and Konate, maybe Mane, Firmino if good again, versus Varane, Cavani, Sancho. Yeah, of course, I think it does make it more entertaining. I think we're going to be in for a real good summer or good season.
Thing is, if Salah and Mane both stay in, they're out for a month in January because of AFCON as well. So I think that
they don't miss many big games. Leicester is their biggest game that they'll miss out.
Oh, I mean, they'll probably Leicester are quite big to be fair. I think they might be top 4 rivals. I still think Salah will leave.
What, you think Salah's leaving?
Yeah, because of Real Madrid. Oh, they miss
But they're going more for Mbappe. They're going more Mbappe.
They miss Chelsea and Leicester, I think.
Nah, they're still there for Chelsea. They miss Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Leicester.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So Kenny just lied on stream, guys.
No, I thought it because it was January. and then Chelsea was on 1st of
He's
January.
he's a lying prick. Man U building a dynasty. Look, this is the most United team I've probably seen United with since Fergie era. You've got a young attack with Rashford, Sancho, Greenwood, with a solid defence now. You can call it a solid defence, regardless of who you've got in goal. You could have De Gea, you could have Henderson. I think they're fairly equal at the moment. I prefer Henderson myself, just because I think he organises the back four a little bit better. But he is also prone to making mistakes. He will make mistakes. He's a young goalkeeper. But I think that's why when you put in a young goalkeeper, and trust me, this is for me. This is I've had experience because Mike Cooper, Plymouth Argyle goalkeeper, is a very young goalkeeper. He was put behind a bunch of kids last year. Shocking. It didn't go well for us, of course. He's now been put behind men. So there's 3 men in front of him. Very similar to United. You take away Lindelof, who now is a good backup and rotation to have, and you're bringing in Varane. I think that really helps. United have got a solid base, a very youthful but clinical and very strong attack. Midfield is still a problem. But from what I'm hearing, they're not stopping. They're not stopping there. Apparently, they're now going to be looking at a midfielder. We know Camavinga and Declan Rice are their 2 main priorities. They would like to get one of them. Apparently, they're not even finished on the centre-back front, because apparently they want to bring in another centre-back. Could that potentially mean Jules Koundé coming in? He does want European football. Is Koundé a good enough player to come in? Not when I say good enough, is he at that level to play at Manchester United in the Premier League? Is he ready to make that jump? So United are not finished here at all. And Max says it's going to be hard to predict next season's top 5. I mean, I predict Plymouth Argyle to win the league. And DC, it could be, who knows? Now, will these 2 players make players want to join United and make Pogba stay? That's a very tough one. I think Pogba is open-minded to staying at Old Trafford. I think Riola, of course, would love him to run his contract down and go sign for another club because he gets paycheck. But I do see it as a really good signing. Big up to Ryan in the chat as well, Liverpool fan. Ryan will know exactly what United fans are going through, because when Liverpool needed their man to come in to help them win, to help them get to that next stage, they brought in Van Dijk and Alisson. What United have done, they needed 2 positions, similar with Liverpool. You could argue United really need 3 because they need to get a DM. But bringing in Sancho and Varane really, really strengthens United. 100%. Ryan also says, remember to like and subscribe, people. Absolutely. Remember to like and subscribe. Also, the link is in the chat. So if any of you want to come on and have your say, whether you're a rival or not, what do you think of the business that United have done so far? And are you slightly jealous? Is there something, if you are a rival, are you watching with just a hint of jealousy right now? And the reason I ask that is because you see United picking up Sancho. You see United picking up Varane. If you're Liverpool, you're looking at FSG going, fuck me, I thought the Glazers were shit, but Jesus Christ, mate, they're doing more than us. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're looking at the Cronkies going, what the hell? Like, why? Like, is there a hint of jealousy within rivals? Of course, there absolutely will be. Max says, Pogba will stay, to be fair. I kind of want Rice to go to United for Lingard, who goes to West Ham in a swap deal with a decent amount of chances to make it sweeter. Cha-ching to make it sweeter. Yeah, I mean, I think that is how United are going to do this deal for Rice now. I think United will go for Rice. I think whilst Chelsea are distracted with Haaland, I think United are going to try and get the run on Declan Rice. And Chelsea, I can categorically tell you, are not doing no bidding for Declan Rice until they bid for Erling Haaland. Because they're willing to pay that 130 and then add-ons. It's like, that's a big chunk of transfer money out straight away. That doesn't include the fact that Roman Abramovich is going to have to pay £40 million of his own money to Riola and to the father of Erling Haaland. I like to call him Moneybags because both Riola and his father are a disgrace. But for me, I think United can get the push. Do you think United can get the push on Declan Rice?
Look, the thing is, with the way we've structured these deals, and also we're apparently doing this Varane deal in installments, so it'll be $8 million a year. Similar
with Sancho.
Similar with Sancho. $8 million a year for Sancho and $8 million.
With what you've said, it's actually how most teams organise their transfers nowadays. Normally, the transfer fee is paid over the life of the contract. So, if I'm signing Raphael Varane, I pay a certain amount up front. Of course, you do. And then the rest of it, I would say, okay, we'll pay you this much up front, with the rest of it over the life of his contract, so 4 years with Raphael Varane. And that is typically how transfers are always operated. I think nowadays, now we start to see a bit more of it and start to see how it really works. I do think that, of course, United are just acting what a big club should be doing, which is, being smart with their money. You don't have to pay a fin. You don't have to pay a fin up front, do you? You can just trigger it a bit. You just can.
And also that is very smart, because they'll use about, I think, 75 million left or something like that for Declan Rice or Camavinga, and we can easily get Declan Rice.
With Rice, you're going to have to pay more up front. West Ham are going to want more of an initial fee than Real Madrid or Dortmund.
Yeah.
Because West Ham, if they lose Rice, they're going to have to invest. So you're probably going to have to pay 40 to 50 million up front for Declan Rice. It just means how are you going to do the Trippier deal?
I think it massively helped out with the Rice. Because I think that, I wouldn't be that angry if Trippier fell through, but we got a Rice. I think Rice is very.
I don't think you have to. Obviously, it's all down to if Trippier really pushes for this move, and you can get him for 15 mil. If you can get him for 15, 20 mil, you can probably justify chucking an extra 5 million from, I don't know, take out of the coffee machine wages or something like. I'm sure a club like Manchester United can squeeze £5 million out of somewhere. Like,
I think it's
maybe the Glazers decides to be nice and gives you £5 million extra.
Yeah, and I think it's also a massive factor in also Pogba staying, because I think the reports at the beginning of the window were, of course, Pogba would stay if we had a great transfer window. I think it was with the from the tier 1 tour.
No, it's more Pogba has been. United are nearing the end of their rebuild, aren't they? So, if Pogba goes to Real Madrid are in the middle of they're about to start a rebuild. Barcelona, they're midway through a rebuild. Juventus are going through a rebuild. So you're seeing all these major clubs in Europe going through a rebuild. City are about to go through one. They've got De Bruyne. They've got Fernandinho. They've got older players now. Chelsea's less so because they've got a younger squad. Liverpool are about to go through a ridiculous rebuild. So you look at all these clubs around them that are going through rebuilds. Why is Pogba joining any of them? Why would he not stay at United, where he could potentially win a Premier League or a Champions League?
Yeah, and I think there's only one club that can actually even afford him, his wages, and that is PSG. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. But the thing is with PSG, they've signed Wijnaldum, they're interested in Henderson. They've already got Paredes, they've already got bloody, who else?
Yeah, Romano's always spoken about that. I'm sure when we go back to the transfer talks sort of going on, we'll talk about that. 100%.
I think Pogba signed a new contract. I think with Rice, I think it really, really depends on how much West Ham want. Because if they want 80 million, I think we'll go for Camavinga. But I
No,
think
I don't. I think you'll go. Okay, you want 80 mil. Well, how about 60, and we'll give you Lingard.
I think that it's gonna. I
You do
think
that.
we're gonna get him.
You're better off. You're better off getting Declan Rice than you are Camavinga, and I'll give you one simple reason. Declan Rice is more of a DM than Camavinga. What do you need right now? A DM.
Yeah.
Jobs are good.
And he's proven in the Premier League as well. And he's proven in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think if we get Declan Rice, then I think we're definitely probably favourites if we get Declan Rice, because who can really, apart from City, who can really beat us? And we've already beaten City.
Chelsea, if they pick up Haaland.
Yeah, will they pick up Haaland?
It'll be a very interesting season, that's for sure.
I think it will be. It could be a 14 bloody title race, mate. It could be really good.
Yeah,
I don't think but it could be. Oh my word. But Varane is definitely, because Varane is also a type of player which, as know we've signed players before, like Alexis Sanchez. He's not that type of Alexis Sanchez player. Alexis Sanchez is already old, already declining, and we didn't need him anyway because we already had Martial, which at that time was performing well in that position. But Varane, he's proven he's one of the best centre backs in world football, and we need a centre back because Lindelof is not it. So all the factors are pointing to him being a great signing. Now, of course, I can't say he will be a great signing until he actually starts, but come on, surely.
Yeah, and I hear you. Max saying, I'm not jealous because I'm a Hull fan, but United fans have gone from Glazers out to I love you, Ollie. They never had an issue with Ollie. They had an issue with the Glazers, and they still do. Because one summer doesn't change the 16 odd years that the Glazers have mistreated United and have basically pissed off United fans. So of course, United still have those issues with the Glazers. Now, I'm a firm believer that this could be fixed. Like the Glazers could turn out to be extremely good owners for United. They clearly have money. That is true. Not that you need much money to run United. It virtually runs itself because of how big it is globally. So I think it could be fixed. Now, how do you fix it? Well, very simply, you be consistent. You be very consistent with your summer spending, with the right people in charge. Maybe take less money out. Do the things the United fans want doing, which is clearly investment into the women's side. They want Old Trafford to be not refurbished, but they want it fixed. There's apparently leaks in the whole in the roof of Old Trafford, so you need to ultimately fix those. Right? You're the owner. You're the custodian of Manchester United Football Club. You are in charge of a club that is loved by millions, so you need to treat it like that. And if they start doing that, I think United fans quieten down on the whole Glazer out situation. Because at the end of the day, if the Glazers have 3-4 years of being consistent by putting the money where the mouth is, and they've always put money there. Money has always been available. Money has just been horrifically spent recently. And you look at Myrtle and Fletcher taking over more of the footballing side of things. That has to be credit for whoever. So I think there is a lot of element of it's a long way back. It's a long way back before you can even trust the Glazers. But there is a way you can fix it by just being extremely consistent, by having these good summers, by spending the money correctly, by redoing the stuff that needs doing at Old Trafford to fix the fucking roof, give it a paint job. Don't make sure that your club is run like an elite club. And I think the fans will start to forgive. United fans don't hate the Glazers. Well, they do hate the Glazers, but they don't have the grudge. All United fans want is simply their club to be run well. They just want their club how it was under Fergie. And of course, you can't have it ultimately like Fergie had it because Fergie was a machine. We also had David Gill, and them two had worked together for many years. So there is a way back for the Glazers. This is the first step. But my lord, it's not the end of this. And it can't be the end of this. The Glazers have to be committed. They have to put in the effort. And that will happen, I think. Now, will Ollie get both best signing? No. Will Ollie get the best out of both signings? Yes. Sancho is a brilliant talent who I think Ollie will be able to utilise no matter how he plays. Varane is an incredibly good centre-back who Ollie probably isn't going to need to coach because he's already probably done everything you need in a centre-back anyway. So, yes, I think he'll get the best out of both. We are also, by the way, joined by my mate Donny, some lad from Donny that I know. I've no idea who he is. In that right, Aaron.
Yeah, I've never met you before in my life.
Yeah, I've no idea who you are. You just keep jumping.
As soon as League One starts in a week, we start forgetting friendships and focusing on rivalries.
It's okay. There's no rivalry. I'll go clear. But Josh says,
we'll see him.
Too old, going on 29. Too slow. Too injury prone. Maguire, Varane. I'm so excited. Equals not. Interesting you say that.
Is he on the wrong side of the bed this morning, or is he smoking a massive zoot of depression?
Sell Pogba. He's going on 29 too. You need pace, youth, characters. Yeah, mate. Because winning the leagues has always happened with ridiculously young squads. It's not like United's prime years were when you had a prime Vidic or prime Ferdinand or prime Giggs or prime Scholes or Rooney or. The list goes fucking on. And then you, well, yeah, I mean, Fergie was that desperate to end on a high. He went and just bought Van Persie and was like, fuck it, let's win the league now, bitches. So, no, I you need that balance. And I think Ollie is striking that balance quite nicely at the moment. How long are we streaming now? Probably about the next 30 minutes. It depends on how many people call and if we run out of things to talk about. Pity they didn't never bad boys. They did. He just was. He was awful. Now, not because he's a bad manager. He got rid of all of Fergie's staff and brought in his own. Mistake number one. You wanted Fergie's staff there. It would have made more sense. The roof at Old Trafford needs to get fixed. It's a joke that it leaks. Also, a women's team needs more funding. Exactly what I've been saying. Need to solve the rodent problem too. The roof leaks, falling apart, no new supporters. Exactly. So these are all things that they need to do. They are all things that the Glazers need to fix before they do it. Liam says, the mid-table guy is here. Hey, at least it's a vast improvement on where me and Charlie put you. Liam's at least saying mid-table. Liam's saying mid-table. Me and Charlie said bottom half.
I'll go for promotion.
Josh, what do you want, bloody hell? Maguire, Varane, that's a better combo than Van Dijk and Gomez. Are we doing transfer talk tomorrow or not? There'll be the 3 p.m. one. I'm doing a watch along for Argyle versus Bristol City though, so there'll be no 10 p.m. one. But Aaron, what do you make of this? Obviously, Raphael Varane to Manchester United, done deal. Flying to the UK now or in the next couple of days. I think he's gone to Real Madrid to basically say his goodbyes. He's been there for a very long time. So what do you make of this deal for United?
Well, I think one thing I will say, Solskjaer's got no excuses now. You've got to win a trophy or you're out. If the Glazers don't, if they don't back him in the next window and the January window as well, then all I see this summer being is just a window to try and trick fans into giving them money, and then they're not going to back him for the next 2 windows. So if they don't do that in the next 2 windows, then it's clear that it was a trick, especially if they don't win a trophy as well. It was just a ploy. So, it has its positives and its negatives at this very early stage. If it goes on to be a successful one, we go on to have backings every window, stadium improvements. They actually put money into the club.
Can I just quickly pause you?
No.
Yes, Max, there is a stream tomorrow. It is Transfer Talk at 3 p.m. Then I'm doing the Argyle one. No, Max, Argyle show Wednesday, 6 p.m. also. Yes. But yes, Liam, there is a show that isn't Argyle related. It is Transfer Talk at 3 p.m. So I just want to pause you there so that I could get that out there before Liam started
Max,
telling
you're going to
people.
get your brain. If Hull want to stay up this season, you're going to get your brain switched on. But nah, like I said, I think later on, if this proves to be a good one and United win a trophy by the end of the season, whether it's Premier League, Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup, Champions League and FA Cup, the Carabao Cup as a bonus, then we'll know it. And if they back him in the January window and back him in the next summer and back him in the next summer, then we'll know the Glazers have really changed their mind. But after years of untrustworthy behaviour, if this backing, getting the likes of Sancho and Varane, is just for one window in the space of the next 2-3 years, then we'll know it was just a ploy to get people's money off of them.
And look, I agree. I agree with you, and that's the first sensible thing you've ever said in your life. So congratulations, you're on a roll today. He's had a couple of them today, guys. I'm not joking. He's had this one, an epiphany. He also came up with a great idea for the EFL show. So look, Aaron, if you come down to Plymouth and started talking to Janus, you're acting more mentally sane.
No, I just looked on last season and I thought, you know what, I'm going to be looking at this with a bit more of a level head.
I was a disgrace.
No. Last season was just trying to, find my way in the community, and now I'm sort of looking more level-headed towards this season. But no, the reason why I sort of have this view on the Glazers is, as a kid, like I remember when the Glazers first came into Manchester United. So I might have been a young kid, I might have been 5-6 years old, but I knew exactly what was happening back then. I had the mental capacity of an older children, so I knew what was going on back then. I knew when the takeover happened, there was shrouds of doubt. There was the non-league club created because of the whole takeover.
Shrouds of doubt. Aaron, there was no doubt. They were fucking raging. They set up their own club. They were that mad. They set up their own club. There was three
failed takeover bids before the official accepted bid.
They also did multiple protests. I mean, I remember the green and gold scarves, and I remember fucking David Beckham, of all people, the one the Glazers really didn't want to come to Old Trafford and pick up a green and gold scarf was fucking David Beckham, and he picks one, puts around his neck.
There was even protests going on during the sort of mighty modern era when Ferguson was winning back-to-back Premier Leagues, and they had the prime villages except playing.
And that's the thing, because you've had so many people that have said, "Oh, United only do this because Glazers aren't successful." No. Fergie won 3 Premier League titles back to back, and never still green. This protest has been going on since 2005, or even before that, when they first took over the club. United fans have been very adamant they did not want the Glazers
I've said to YouTubers and fans for years that Ferguson's trophies shielded the Glazers' ownership, and only now when Ferguson left, it's being exposed. Well, fans knew already, but it's now being exposed to the public media since Ferguson retired, how the Glazers run their club. And unfortunately, David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and at times Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were paying the price for it, because they weren't like Ferguson. They didn't have that shield of winning trophy after trophy. And Mourinho got some backing, but Louis van Gaal, Moyes, towards the end of Mourinho's reign, and apart from this summer window, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer weren't getting backed properly. They were giving players that didn't want. They were giving players that suited the merchandise rather than the team. They were a business club rather than a football club. This is the first window since Ferguson, and I'll say this as an adamant football fan. I've been a football fan for...
He's a United fan.
No, I've been a football fan overall as a football fan for 17 years
United
now. I've supported Ronga for 5. I've been in terms of...
I believe you're a United fan.
In terms of the sport, I've been a football fan for 17 years. This is the first window since Ferguson retired where they've actually gone and backed a manager properly in one window. The first
Glazers have been here for 17 years.
No, don't you dare.
Glazers have been here for 17 years.
I'm being serious. I've been a football fan for 17 years.
I'm messing with you.
I know. Honestly, I'm being serious. Like, this is an official statement. I've been a football fan for 17 years. This is the first window they've backed a manager since Ferguson retired. Now, prove you're a man of your word.
I won't agree with that. They've always backed every manager they've had. They've just done it really.
Boys, they never backed
They did.
Mourinho,
Oh,
never
they
backed Van
did.
Gaal.
1 minute. They did. That's the thing, right? They did put the money there. Money was just really badly spent, mate. And and look, that is.
They had Ed Woodward in charge of transfers. Now they've got Merchant and Fletcher. I feel like it's
and
better.
of course, that is the Glazers' fault. And by no stretch of the imagination, I'm not Glazers in, right? What I'm saying is I'm being logical. Who in the world is going to buy Manchester United at the moment? Costs too much money. There's no one who can really afford it and that can get what they need out of it. Because when you buy something and when you buy something and you want to develop it and you want to maybe in the near time you want to sell it for more money or you want to get stuff out of it, there has to be that potential for development. Manchester United, it's as big as you can get it, really. I mean, you've had Ed Woodward making more money out of it quite well, and I've always said if I'm hiring anyone to make me, if I've got £1 and I want £1 million, I give that pound to Ed Woodward because man's gonna make me £1 million. Well class at what he does there. In terms of making money, he's well class. He is well class. The best person to have at Manchester United is Ed Woodward in terms of making your money. Now, spending that money, he's fucking horrific. I could spend that money better. But the thing is, you have to find that balance. And I actually think they found that balance right now. I think you could keep Ed Woodward. I'm saying that now. I think Manchester United could keep Ed Woodward in charge quite easily. Do you want to know why? Because I think Myrtle and Fletcher doing the football side of things, leaving Ed Woodward just to make money. Why does that not work? Tell me how that doesn't work. You've got a man who can make money out of water, and you've got two football people who know how to deal with the football side of things. Tell me why Ed Woodward can't stay at Manchester United right now. Someone explain.
Well, to be honest, I was thinking Woodward was going to stay because I think he's the Glazers' lapdog. So I was expecting Woodward to stay.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But on the other hand, I feel like I think after all the Super League business, I feel like Woodward's accepted being the fall guy for it. So the Glazers don't take responsibility for it.
I don't think there's a reason why he said he was leaving in December. He ain't leaving. It's quite good though. We are joined by Phantom of many topics. As quickly want to read some
question regarding Woodward.
Just quickly, I just need to get through some comments because I'm currently being chastised by Liam in the chat and politely reminded that I have comments to read out. Jay says United must win a trophy. Aaron, what you're talking about, all man saying is that we are staying up. Oh, yep. We know you want him out, but to keep screaming Ole out is completely futile. He's signing your contract. Let's see what he does next season. Liam says, I think he needs to come down to Devon, as that's where the more knowledge is. I mean, by winning games.
Well,
what if he doesn't win anything next season? And that's a valid comment. And I think the Ollie out stuff will get even. I think they'll get even bigger, won't it? If United win a trophy, will the fans still be on Ollie's and Glazers' back?
Yeah.
Depends on what trophy you win. If they win a Premier League or a Champions League, trust me, they're gonna fucking love Ollie. The fans are gonna be sucking his dick for years to come. And the Glazers will absolutely have a lot less heat on their back if they win a Champions League or a Premier League.
I've got a response to this. Knowing that fan base, knowing the United fans, if Ollie wins the Champions League or the Premier League this season, there will still be fans saying Ollie out.
Of course, but that will be the smallest, minute. I wouldn't even call them United fans.
From Premier League or Champions League, Ollie out would be done. Everybody would say Ollie.
Of course, you'd have that small minority that would still be Ollie out because they're idiots. But
the ones that are still saying Ollie out if they win a Premier League or a Champions League, they're going to be the group of people that'll be exposed officially.
Yeah, they'll be the idiots everyone just gangs up on. Jay says the Glazers are parasites. Oh, I've done that one before. Glazers are the ones that wanted to put United into a Super League.
And then they backed out because the fans.
They backed out because fan power does work. And also, if you break into
it works with the Murdoch bid from United in the 90s.
Normally, if you break into Old Trafford and storm the pitch, that also gets people thinking, okay, maybe everyone right. Firstly, how have they got into Old Trafford? Secondly, they've postponed Manchester United versus Liverpool. So, firstly, what do we do to stop this? Sir, you have to leave the Super League.
I think fan power's evolved over the last 20 years because it only took a few banners and a court ruling via Ferguson to stop the Murdoch bid in the 90s.
Oh, I thought you were on about a few banners and a ruling to stop the Super League. I was just about to say, no, I think it was more the fact that Manchester United fans broke into Old Trafford and stormed the pitch and maybe got the biggest game of United season cancelled.
With the Sky Sports and the Murdoch bid in the 90s, it took a few banners and a court ruling to overrule that. It's evolved 20 years later, or around 20 years later. Not even that, 30 years later, over 30 years later, into storming the pitch and cancelling one of the biggest games.
I just think fans have stopped being taken for mugs. I think fans will of course, they'll back their team. They'll buy them.
This is the next generation of ones that they were 30 years ago.
They'll fund you. We fans will fund our clubs. For my birthday, my dad was like, "What do you want for my birthday present?" I went, "Go pick me up an Argyle shirt." I will fund. I'll buy one every year, 50 odd quid. Brilliant. Yeah, chuck it down the drain. Give me that shirt. In fact, I'm getting 2 or 3 shirts this year. I'm very excited. But we all fund our clubs, but we won't be taken for mugs. We certainly won't be taken for mugs. Like if Argyle started falling down the league to the bottom of League 2 and we had no hope, trust me, that owner is leaving because we're probably going to kill you or something along them lines. Jay says, Aaron, if you weren't a Donny fan, you supported a Premier League club, I reckon you'd support United. You were literally talking like one. Facts, mate. Love it. Love
Thank
it.
you.
Jay's new part of the channel equals fun facts with Jay. Love to see it. Mustafa, let's see how it goes. He might win, he might not. If he doesn't win anything next season and he doesn't make the team challenge for the title, then he's got to go. And this is where I was getting told comments by Liam. Yes, Liam, I have seen your message. I'm just in the middle of streaming. I will look at it in a bit.
Last thing I'll say on this is from a rival's point of view. Look at what's going on right now. Aston Villa have made a 25 million bid for Bailey, and Spurs aren't hot, and Tottenham aren't hot.
Have you just called Doncaster? You haven't just called Doncaster Manchester's rivals, have you?
No. Look at the rivals of United.
Oh, I thought you were comparing yourself to United's rivals. I almost got scared.
I mean, we're better than Tottenham and Arsenal, but not United at the moment.
Tottenham.
We're better than
Tottenham. Since when were Man United
rivals? No, I said we're better than Tottenham, not you. You're better than Tottenham.
You said we were rivals. You said you were going to compare us with our rivals. And he said Tottenham.
I said the last thing on this deal. Let's look at the rivals in terms of the rivals of United.
And look, United's rivals are doing fuck all. We all know that. We all know that.
They're not doing anything at the moment. Well, they're hopefully doing something in the next couple of weeks.
Trying. They're trying.
Tottenham are doing jack shit. Liverpool have been
out. You're a bit messy. One minute. Kenny, can you stop saying that? Tottenham have just bought one of the biggest prospects in Spain, but we'll just gloss over that. And if they bring in Christian Romero, that sorts out their defence. I mean, for me, I say give Nuno a chance. You never know, it might work, it might not.
I think the rivals for Europe could end up being, instead of Tottenham and Arsenal, I think it could end up being Aston Villa, Leicester, and maybe even Leeds could have
No. We all know the top 4 next season will be United, City, Chelsea.
No. But I mean, like Aston Villa and Leicester will be 5th, challenging for top 5, 6. Well, Leicester
they'll be challenging for Europa League. Look, I don't like to smash people's dreams up before they even started, especially Arsenal fans. Jesus, we don't want to lose Arsenal fans. We don't want to make them upset. But no one's breaking into that top 4 at the moment. No way. United.
Google, put it
I
in
mean,
big.
either Leicester City or West Ham who has a better chance.
No.
than Tottenham.
No, neither of them will. I'll simply tell you, the other clubs are just too strong. United
Liverpool-
are too strong.
Liverpool,
Liverpool
there's a report
providing
that
they.
Liverpool aren't making any more signings.
Oh,
Yeah, but Liverpool, even
Well,
without
already
signings,
got
if they can keep their players fit, they should be okay. But there is Liverpool. But I want to go to Phantom.
I was
What
going
do
to
you
make.
make?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, you wanted a question. What
Woodward.
was your question?
Woodward, I had a comment. Woodward was the guy who was the Manchester United Super League person, right?
Well, he was one that's taken most of the blame for it. But yeah.
Oh, so we don't know if he was the guy.
It wasn't his idea. It was
No.
definitely the Glazers. Well, the fact that was it Malcolm Glazer, or not Malcolm?
The Glazers are busy looking at
not
the
Malcolm.
world champion.
Who was that Glazer? Who was the guy that put his name to the Super
Brian?
League? It wasn't Malcolm.
Joel.
Joel, that's the one. Joel Glazer. Joel Glazer actually put his name to the Super League, so it definitely wasn't an Ed Woodward one. That would have just been spun as, oh, look, Ed's taken the blame for it. It wasn't Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward is a lot of things, but he's not a complete and utter idiot. He would have known, Ed Woodward would have known that the Super League would have gone down like a lead balloon at Old Trafford, and, well, it did. Lead balloon also got broken because they broke into Old Trafford, but, you know.
I know that Abramovich was very upset when he found out that Chelsea had.
Well, he was more upset with, I think, his chief exec, who is I hate to say it, but is American. Ironically, and again, I don't want to be rude about this, but every single English club that really were a big part of it was American. But hey, I'm just chucking out facts. You know, they like this franchise shit because, and look, I will call it shit because it's not our culture. In America, it works perfectly. You have these people, no one gets promoted, no one gets relegated. All is good. You get to take part. If you win a trophy, Bob's your uncle. If you don't, well, we've had fun. Yeah,
no, I mean, they're trying to lose at the end of the season because they get a better draft pick for the
all that. But we don't have that, and we never will have that. It's not how we operate. And I just don't think any of the owners really thought it would cause this much of a problem, which it did, of course. I think I totaled up about 15 hours streaming about just the Super League alone.
Yeah, the Glazers visit England 2-3 times a year. They have no clue, right? I mean, no. I mean, it'd be like, yeah, no. I'm thinking. Plus, the Glazers are very focused on their world champion Tampa Bay team right now because Tampa Bay is.
Well, if the Glazers were fucking smart, they'd focus on United and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because to be frankly honest, I don't know much about the NFL, but the Buccaneers have got Tom Brady, so they must be somewhat good.
Yes.
So
he's like a Leonard Messi. He's the equivalent of a Messi. He's very old.
So you got the Buccaneers who could dominate the NFL. I don't know if you have domination in the NFL, but it wouldn't be conceivable not to see the Buccaneers dominating the NFL for the next couple of years with Tom Brady there. It wouldn't shock me. And if you got United shooting right up there, winning titles, winning the Champions League, the Glazers would go down as one of the best sporting families in the world. And that's coming from a bunch of guys that have absolutely no fucking idea how to run a football club because they don't. I mean, I don't think Joel understands the fucking offside rule, let alone fucking any of that crap. So the Glazers, I think maybe we are seeing a difference. Look, I'm certainly not going to be jumping on the bandwagon of Glazers are safe now because they're absolutely not. They need to do this for a consistent 3-4 years. But yeah, the Glazers certainly didn't have their greatest time with the Super League. But, you know, Liverpool managed to forgive FSG quite quickly.
You don't have a pony in the Premier League then, huh? You don't have a team? You said
what, me?
Yeah,
no.
You're neutral. You have your local Argyle team, but
that's it.
But that's it. You're not.
I couldn't support another club. I just couldn't. Because I wouldn't have that same connection that I would for another club. Like, I was born in Plymouth. I've spent most of my childhood sat at Home Park on a Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m, mostly watching Argyle lose on most occasions. But it's what my life. That is the way my life went.
What major city you're near? Or
say again?
What's the major city you're near, close to?
Plymouth. I'm in Plymouth.
Plymouth.
So
Okay.
it makes sense for me to support Plymouth Argyle.
Okay.
I
didn't know the mascot of the Plymouth team, but that's a tough town.
Pilgrim Pete is the mascot. Love Pilgrim Pete.
You have no room to expand because you're kind of like out on a. Is it a peninsula or island or what?
Nah, we got loads of space to build out, mate. No, we got loads, mate. We can extend our. We could easily make our stadium into a 60,000 seat stadium if we really wanted to.
The city the city is.
Oh, no city can expand. You'll get your limits, but no, I chose Argyle because I was born there. I'm one of the rare people. I think Aaron was born in Doncaster, so I think that's why he supports Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So
I was Doncaster born and bred. Yeah.
Oh. Is that why you support Sheffield Wednesday?
Nope, I support the big red and white mighty Vikings, the Doncaster Rovers.
I love annoying him.
I've been supporting them since 2004, and I'm not stopping now. Even if my family are part Man U, part Liverpool, part Newcastle, part Sunderland, I'm Donny through and through.
Fucking hell, that's horrible.
Oh my word.
I think the closest for me to having
rivalries are a bitch.
Is there a team called QPR?
QPR, yeah, Queen's Park Rangers.
Yeah, that's probably, if I had to pick are they in the championship or are they lower than that? League One?
Yeah, they're in the championship. What is it about QPR that entices you then?
It's a London area team, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it is.
Hey, I'm an American and I have never been outside the M25. And it's like, why would I ever go outside the M25? Everything is within the M25. The entire, London is one of the greatest cities in the world. Why would you ever want to be outside?
Speak for yourself. I quite like living in the countryside.
I'm a city guy. I had to live in.
I live in the city, but I quite like being detached from half the country.
Oh well, you got Southampton.
I deal with a lot less idiots there.
Oh. Southampton could be your Premier League team if we were talking about geography, right? Pretty close. No,
they got us relegated from League One. I do not like Southampton.
Mm.
Not possible.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I quite like Brighton. I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Brighton. As when we were going through financial difficulties, Brighton came to Argyle and Home Park regularly to sort of give us the extra money for fans on the gate. So if I had to pick one, probably Brighton. I'd love to go to the Amex one day.
I can't wear an American Express shirt. It's just like I couldn't be. I like to buy shirts from other teams, but I could. Well, first of all, I'm not going to do it in the Premier League because I'm going to be Chelsea. But
I actually may pick up.
I have some issues with American Express, so I'm not.
I may genuinely pick up a Brighton shirt. But we are going to wrap it up there because I have been streaming.
Sorry.
It's all right, not a problem. I've been streaming since about 6:30. I've been streaming since 6:30, and it was a very long stream, as has Aaron.
Hey, Kenny hasn't talked today much since I've been.
Oh, Kenny had about 30. Kenny had about 30 minutes at the start of the stream, so he's had plenty of time. But we'll be back tomorrow, as I say, transfer talk at 3 p.m. Then we've got the Argyle versus Bristol City watch along, the pre-season friendly there. And then obviously at 11:30 tomorrow night, we have got the Late Show with Niall and Matt. That is me, of course. But we've got a really good one because if you've seen what's been going around Twitter, a lot of people have been doing reputation rankings for all the 72 clubs in the Football League. We're going to do our own. We're going to rank, the greatest and all the way down to Tim Pot, Exeter level. So really, really excited for that one tomorrow. The link will be in the chat, so anyone can come on the Late Late Show as always. That has always been the way. So yeah, make sure that you do that.
Zachary says that he would never support a London team because it's London. Well, you know what? This is the God's honest truth, okay? If one of the Manchester teams was located in London, I would have been either a United fan or a City fan. But because, when I came over and had to pick, I'm going to pick a London place. I lived in Hammersmith. That's Fulham. So, I didn't want to be the Fulham because they were going to be relegated. So I picked Chelsea.
Max says, so stay tuned for a Late Late Show tomorrow also then. Yeah, 100%. And come on, the more the merrier is the way we see that. So make sure you do pop in tomorrow as we start ranking all the clubs in the Football League. Aaron told me not to put Doncaster in Timpon.
This is your late show, right?
Well, this is a late show. The Late Late Show is something different. The Late Late Show is more. The Late Late Show is more relaxed. It's got a few more games in it. It's much more of a relaxed atmosphere. Other than
is that going to be like your 2 a.m.? 2 a.m. Is that when you?
So that is the 11:30 at night show. So it will be. So you'd for us tomorrow. It will be 20 minutes from now.
Yeah,
so 20 minutes from now.
Right now it's 3:09 in the afternoon. It's 15:09 in the afternoon. So
it would be 3:30 local time for you.
Yeah, that's doable. That's doable.
Perfect.
You can see there's sunlight in the background in the reflection. You can see it, right? That's all sunlight. That's natural light in there.
I don't have that. I see dark sky. I shall come on, if not asleep, and Doncaster may do better if Bogle actually has more pace than a slug's funeral. Jesus, Max. But on that note, we are going to leave it there. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn notifications on. Check out our socials, Twitter, Let's Talk EPL, Instagram, Let's Talk EPL_, and on TikTok at Let's Talk Premier League. Kenny, where can they find you?
Sancho is here. Let's Talk EPL Kenny TV on YouTube and Kenny United fan.
Okay. Perfect. Phantom, where can they find you, mate?
My YouTube channel is called Phantom of Many Topics, so it's right here. I want to say one thing before I go. Owen Coyle, Leeds used to be my championship team until you guys got promoted, and now since I can't root for you because it's conflict of interest. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
And thank you for coming on. Zachary says now, say Qatar in the mud. Qatar in the mud. But Aaron, where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on Twitter, Aaron_Challoner. We're on the road to 900 subs now. We've hit 800, so it'd be nice to hit a K by the start of the season. Instagram at Aaron Challoner Official on the road to 2K. We're nearly there now. Snapchat coach_Chal19. Literally, I've just got it up right now. So in terms of followers, I'm on 1,058. So really nice to get to 1,500 as soon as possible. TikTok at Aaron Challoner. We've hit 110 followers. Want to try and get to 200 followers now. It would really mean a lot. And YouTube Forever Football DRFC on the road to 800 subs. Coach Chal on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And hopefully we have a good start to the season. I really can't wait for the start of the season. I can't wait to see what the new players are going to do in a league game.
Ravi says up the Argyle. Absolutely up the Argyle. But we'll be... Max says, I can see dark sky too now. I think everyone in England can. It's nighttime. But we are going to wrap it up there. Thanks to everyone who's been watching, everyone who's come on. We'll be back tomorrow. But until then, thanks for watching and peace out.